Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. We have not talked about my empties in a while, my little trash bin here. Kristen Game gave me this quite a while back and I really like having this little thing here near my makeup area where I can just toss the things that I use up. And it seems like a lot of the things like in my downstairs bathroom, I'll just toss those out before I think to get them up here. But I mean, we still have a big mix today to talk about, from makeup to skincare to at least one hair thing. But guys, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for deciding to spend a little time with me here on my channel. I do really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the nice response to the dupes video as well. That really means a lot to me and I'll be looking to do more of that kind of video in the future for sure. But first off, I'll talk about maybe the one hair thing that I got in here. One of these bottles of Herbal Essences Bio Renew, the Arabica Coffee Fruit Shampoo. I love this shampoo. It is a great thing if your hair feels weighed down a lot, if you have fine hair and you feel like it gets greasy or oily feeling fast. I feel like this gets it so clean. It just really gives your hair that fresh start that you need after a shower. So I've enjoyed this one a lot. I've gone through, I don't know, probably 4 bottles of this stuff. I get it in like a 2-pack from Amazon. It smells amazing too, as I think all Herbal Essences stuff does. But this particular one, for volume, for getting your hair really nice and clean, this is just a super special product. I'm going to continue repurchasing it, and I already have like the other one in the 2-pack that I'm using right now. My under eyes seem really bright today, but I feel like I need a little more blush. Take a blush break. Sometimes you just have to see yourself in all the full lighting to know what's going on. Blush. Blush. Okay, let's see here. I just used up Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is the kind of thing I've gone through several times, and yes, I did very quickly repurchase that. I really do love this stuff. I've got several different moisturizers that I think are good. I'm looking over here at my stuff. I've got the e.l.f. Holy Hydration. I've got the Daily from Fourth Ray. I even have Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream over here. There's like a hair floating. They're all good moisturizers, but there is something about this under makeup, like it really is probably my tip-top favorite. So that's why you use it up and repurchase even though you have other options. If you're not familiar with it, it's a thick moisturizer. It feels very rich on the skin, has kind of a citrusy type scent. Just a really good morning face cream, but it gives your skin all this moisture so you can really do whatever you want to do on top of it. If that's full coverage, if that's matte, it's like giving your skin that drink ahead of time to say you can do what you want. I've got a couple of things of face wipes here. These are the Sephora Watermelon Cleansing Wipes. I really don't use pre-moistened face wipes very often. Both of these were the kind of thing that I was testing out to see if I liked them, and then ultimately they came up here and lived in the makeup room as a way to like remove swatches or just like clean off my hands after I'm doing makeup and stuff. The watermelon ones I thought lost their juice real quick, and these definitely, the Kroger fragrance-free makeup removing cleansing cloths, I think they're supposed to be comparable to Neutrogena. These were the juiciest ones I think I've ever used. So don't overlook the store brand necessarily. I mean, you do have to use them and kind of make sure, like, is this going to irritate my eyes? Sometimes we get in a little situation with off-brand things, but these, I just couldn't believe how juicy they were. I had a much easier time removing my makeup with these than any other kind. So recommend, would not recommend. Went through a whole pack of Ardell Wispies, so that's nice. I do like the Ardell Wispies lashes. I think I kind of prefer them over the Demi Wispies, which are a little bit longer on the outsides, and the Wispies kind of come straight out from the middle with a lot of length overall. But I will say my new ultimate favorite lash, they're the Kiss My Lash But Better, and they come in various styles. And the style I'm wearing today is the one called So Real, and I've just been re-wearing this one a bunch. I'm kind of using it before I get into my other styles, and they're so durable, but the band is really light and easy to maneuver on the lash line, and then they just look so full and pretty. I love them. I've got the Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist that I went through, really used this for a long time, and then there's just a teeny bit down here that I couldn't quite get out, but it's overall gone. I do like this mist. This would be one of those that I feel gives you that dewy look pretty quickly after you use it. The smell is amazing. It's ever so slightly orangey. I think if you're wanting that kind of thing at a lower price, check out the orange scent in the Mario Badescu mist. It can kind of scratch that itch for you. But yeah, I like this stuff. I've just got a lot of different face mists, and I don't feel the need to keep going with this particular one. A few other skincare things here. This is the Drunk Elephant Umbra Tint SPF 30. I felt like I used this forever. It's a really nice sunscreen and it's very richly moisturizing. It does have a slight tint in it, but it was never anything where I felt like I can wear this and this alone. Like it really, overall, I thought disappeared into the skin quite a bit. I think it's an effective SPF. I think it's doing its job, but I do have some other SPFs that I'm using now that are a little less heavy feeling on the skin. I've got that one from Glossier, that invisible tint stuff, a couple from Supergoop, and the Perfectionist one, I believe it's called, from Estee Lauder, which is an SPF 50. And most everything I have now that I'm using is a little bit lighter on the sunscreen end because I am using like the trio of Glossier serums every day, the Bobbi Brown stuff quite a bit, or some kind of rich face cream, and I just don't feel like I need another layer of rich moisture out of the sunscreen. So not a repurchase for me at this time. I do like the product though. And if you were just looking to wear sunscreen and sunscreen alone and you really did want to get some good moisture out of it, this is a nice moisturizing sunscreen. And the fact that it has that little bit of tint, I think it keeps it from looking like a white cast on the skin as some sunscreens can do. Used up this whole Vichy Mineral 89 Skin Fortifying Daily Booster. So this is just like a hyaluronic acid serum. Kept it in the makeup fridge and really used that darn thing up. And I did not repurchase. I did like it. I did think it was good, but I've moved on, like I said, to the Glossier trio of serums, the Super Pure, the Super Bounce, and Super Boost, I think it is. Super Glow. I really want to give these a fair shot because I feel like they're catering to 3 specific things that could benefit my skin. The hydration with the Super Bounce, the sort of skin clearing, pore refining with the Super Pure, and then the even complexion with the Super Glow. So I'm going to keep going with those. I'm happy with them so far, but this was a nice, just basic hyaluronic acid serum on its own. A couple of nighttime skincare things that got in here. My Pharmacy Honey Grail. I did use up this whole thing. I used it a lot during like pregnancy and into the postpartum period until I started to realize that I was developing like the little milia, as many of you diagnosed that for me, the little bumps on the forehead and stuff. It was like zits but not zits. It was just a texture that was developing, and I thought, well, maybe I'll discontinue use of this and try something different skincare wise. And I instead integrated the use of the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair paired with just different night creams that I've still been kind of bouncing around with, and it really did help. I think this may have been really good for me for a time, but it became kind of heavy. It is a very thick oil. It's one of like the thickest, richest oils that I've used, and my skin just might not need quite that much. Now I do continue to have this product in a mini size that came in some sort of kit where I wanted to try like a couple other pharmacy items. So if I want to go back to it, I can, but right now it's looking like I'm going to stay with the Advanced Night Repair and just some of the different face creams that I'm trying, which one of them does happen to be from pharmacy. They have a like honey, what's it called? Honey something face cream. Like last night I used Advanced Night Repair and I put on some of that. So we're seeing how it goes, but I do think the Advanced Night Repair has been a good key for me in PM skincare. I think it's helped just clear my skin texture up a lot. That's probably the biggest thing. And I'm holding this one because I used this up, and don't underestimate the size here. This took about 2 months to use up, and now I'm on to a full size that I did purchase. I'm gonna keep repurchasing it. It's a definite thumbs up for me. I will put David's info down below if you want to order through him. He's the makeup artist for Estee Lauder at Bergdorf Goodman. But just know, even if you try out a sample of this, it's going to give you a good long span of time to test it out and see if it works for you. But for me, the big thing I noticed was like texture across the forehead. Just, there was sometimes little texture that I wouldn't even see as I was putting on my makeup, but later in the day, you know, I might just catch the light a certain way and just feel like things weren't perfectly smooth. And now I'm feeling so much more content in that department. While it does look like there's still some product residue here, I did use up this IT Cosmetics CC cream. This is the medium shade. I feel like I'm more accurately the light shade, but I did go ahead and go through this one. I enjoy this product a lot. It's definitely the standard, I think, when it comes to CC creams, when we're wanting coverage, when we're wanting moisture. This one does that duo so well, plus the great sun protection. I do think the e.l.f. is a really great drugstore alternative, or if you want even more ideas about how things compare to this, you can check out my big master BB and CC cream video. Oh, this guy. our little friend here, he's gonna live in the empties bin, but I don't think I'll throw him away. I feel like we built such a connection, the Milani eyeshadow primer. And yes, I have repurchased this. I do have this too, in the light, like I said, but I repurchased this and she's already been working for me in my new looks. I used up one of these Eskeedo Companion eyelash glues, and I love, love, love this stuff. If you feel like you're kind of sensitive to some of the other lash glues on the market, if you've had lash line irritation and you think it may be because of the glue, definitely check this out. It's affordable, it's on Amazon, and I repurchased it absolutely. When I saw that this was getting really thick and I was about out of it, I got a new one. I love it so much, and it does give you that nice little fine brush tip applicator that makes it very easy to get it on your lash band. But one thing when we're talking about lash glue irritation, keep in mind that when you take lashes off the packaging, there is some adhesive holding them on, and if you leave that adhesive stuck to the lash, I think that can also be irritating. I think Ardell in particular can have a decent amount of adhesive stuck to that lash, and you need to try to pick that off, because I do not think that is good for your lash line, and I think I've fallen victim to that being a culprit too that can irritate my lash line. Live and learn, people. I don't know, but I got this Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. I loved this stuff, the classic ivory shade. This is in the category of nice, lightweight, no fuss, easy concealer. Wear it on a light makeup day with, you know, a barely there tinted moisturizer or something if you just want to go for the all-out light, not trying too hard kind of look. I love the texture of this. It does still have some coverage. By the word Pro Glow, that doesn't mean that it has like shimmer in it, but it's just got a lightness that the heavier, more full coverage matte concealers are not going to have. You might even find yourself enjoying to use a little bit of this in conjunction with a thicker concealer. I have not yet repurchased this, but this is kind of my reminder that I will want to do that. This double-ended e.l.f. Brow and Lash Mascara, I always think it's funny that they split those up, because, I mean, how many people are actually putting this on their lashes? I don't know. I just end up using both ends as a general brow gel. Works fine. This is actually one of the best sellers on e.l.f.'s website. I don't think it gets talked about very much. It's very inexpensive though. I have not repurchased it because I got some other clear gels currently, but it's fine and I would recommend it if you just want a very basic gel for the brows. If you want the hardest holding gel for the brows that's clear, think about NYX Control Freak. I've been recommending that one for years. I went through a superhero mascara. We know I love this. It's my favorite mascara, and I did repurchase. I also went through the Monsieur Big from Lancome. I really like this mascara too. I thought it was nicely thickening. I didn't feel like it really stretched out the lashes and gave as much quick length as Superhero does, but I did like it. I went through a Covergirl Supersizer. This has been in this bin for a while, but this is a great mascara with the rubber bristle brush and some kind of flat sides where you can kind of apply that product to the lashes and then sweep through. This one is not so readily available online. Like, I won't find it on Ulta's website necessarily unless that's changed recently, but I can get it at Walmart because I actually did repurchase this in a recent Walmart order. And let me show you the brush on this one too. That's what we're talking about there. It's kind of bunglesome, a little bit on the large side for me, but it does build up the lashes nicely in terms of volume and thickness. But Superhero still is the winner. I did not repurchase the Lancome. Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. This is really the ultimate lash primer for curl holding and also sealing. If you've got a mascara that you love but it flakes, you can apply a little bit of this. Yes, it's black, hence the name Little Black Primer. It won't look like hardly anything going on, but it does have an impact. And you can seal your lashes off with it to prevent the flaking, and it really does work. But curl holding, like I said, this is the ultimate, and I did repurchase. Oh, my little Glossier U sample, use that up, purchase the full size. The Milani Stay Put Matte 17-Hour Wear Liner. I feel like I've gone through a few of these, and yes, I did repurchase that. Currently using that. The Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Liner Pen. This is a really good drugstore pen liner. I do think it's great about long wear, and it's very easy to apply. It's a brush tip. I have not repurchased it because I have some other pens that I think I'm going to just sort of stick to and focus on for now. Got a lot of liners that I need to be using. So just know that this is a good one, but I don't really need to repurchase it now. Kind of same story with the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner pen. I mean, if you're interested in this, save money and just get the Wet n Wild. They're basically the same thing. Both last well, both are easy to apply, both have the brush tip. And lastly, a couple of skinny brow pencils that I went through. A Brow Wiz Lashes here by ABH. I'm the shade Medium Brown. It's a great classic brow pencil, guys. I mean, you can't go wrong with it, but there are so many lower cost options out there. It seems almost every brand has come out with a skinny brow pencil, just like almost every brand is coming out with some kind of brow mascara, brow cream, brow gel, tinted deal. So it's good. This may be a line for you if you've got difficult to match hair. I've heard a lot of people say, you know, I would like to spend less, but they've got my perfect shade. So something to think about there. I also have the Ultra Precise from e.l.f. that I went through, and in that I was the shade Neutral Brown. Both of these have the spoolie on the one end. They're really similar products texture-wise. They're not too soft. They're a fine pencil that's going to create more of that hair-like stroke compared to the e.l.f. Instant Lift, which is a thicker pencil, not like super thick, you know, but it's more of that standard pencil size and still retractable, whereas this is your very finest thickness. Both of these are good. I do have another Brow Wiz in my collection, and I don't remember, I think I might have gotten that a while back for a certain video I was doing, but I haven't yet repurchased the e.l.f. Precise just because I'm loaded on brows right now. But guys, that sums up my empties. Are you proud of me? I'm using stuff up. I'm going through things. You're really going to know what you're talking about when you get to the bottom of a product, you know? And there's so many of those things that were just so good. I enjoy them greatly. As you can see, many of them already in my collection again with a new repurchase, but some of them not. Feel free to share your feedback on any of those things in the comments section. Let me know what are some things that you go through repeatedly and have been repeated repurchases. I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for your time today. I appreciate it more than you know, and I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.